except they did hear something about hell for people who are bad. That from their own belief system. And the universe can only respond accordingly to your level of consciousness. So a simple, I don't want this, turns on the light. I'd rather see light, turns on the light. Those are my thoughts about that. You get a chance to believe whatever you want around this. Some of the comments are, it's way more real than anything you might call real here. The colors, the experiences, it's there again, no words, and this becomes like a dream we're having, or kind of a fog in comparison. People would say in that experience that everything is connected, we're all one, and it's kind of held together by compassion. So there is no war, there is no hunger, there is no energy of conflict, because it's a oneness state, a wanting good for everyone. And then there are those who say, you can have a body or you don't have to have a body. You can decide. You can look a lot like, I'm going to drop like 60 pounds. So you may not recognize me. I'll wear a name tag. So you know who I am. Okay, but you can also just be a being of light. And you don't need legs to get around, because basically all you do is say, Peoria, Illinois, and you're in Peoria, or a facsimile thereof. Create whatever space you want, and you're there instantly. Talk to anybody you want, you're with them instantly. And here's the thing, you can do it with multiple people and places all at once. You can have multiple experiences all at once. Now that one blows my mind, and I just can't think about it. But just know, there's no limit to you. People talked about questions being answered instantly. So you kind of end up feeling pretty quickly that you know everything. And yet others, Gordon said, that was one thing we said, we'll know everything. So I'm having a reading, Gordon's on the other side, and I said, ask him if he knows everything now. And before I could even finish the question, the medium said, he's laughing, and he's saying no. That he's in a process of learning, and that he's going to focus on things at a certain level, but he's with people who are much more advanced than him, and he's going to learn from them. Yes, so growth never stops. And yet, we talk about that divine mind always available. So it makes sense to me that you can ask any question and have an instant answer. I think if you can ask the question, you can get the answer. Okay, that's the way I'm going to make it when I get there. Something that people talked about was they absolutely know this is where they came from. Spiritual dimension is where they came from, not Earth. The organism may have originated in the womb, but you originated in spirit. And if there is an origin to you, this is where it gets tricky. Because if there's only one presence, we're each God. And let me put it this way, we're each extensions of the presence, which had no beginning as far as we know. So God is all that is, there is no beginning. That blows my mind, there is no beginning. Okay, God is all that is. Each one of us in spirit are extensions of that one presence. And we're here to express uniquely, each one of us as spirit, to express uniquely. But our source was in spirit, not as a human. Chew on that, it's up to you to decide. And therefore, they're claiming that heaven is our home. A couple people in near-death experiences said, I just knew it was home, my real home. Everything home is connected. It's all one. Another person said it was the place from where we all had originated. I'd been to this place before. It was comfortable. It was glorious. So that might answer some questions for some people. One of the most common experiences that people had was that everything was love. And though nobody said, that I know of, said that there was a God sitting on a throne that they felt love coming from, most people referred to God as a presence everywhere, as a light that emanated, not from something, but was just emanating. It was kind of the source of everything else. And that the essence of this light was love. And that loving presence was just constantly generating love. You didn't have to do anything to be worthy of it. You didn't have to behave a certain way to get this love. You didn't have to talk a certain way. You didn't have to have certain beliefs. No conditions. You're just loved all the time, fully and completely for who you are. And Sharon had an experience. I feel like every pore of my body was open, and I was soaking all of the peace and love into them. I felt whole, complete, and totally accepted. I could feel this huge presence all around me that was pouring love onto me and into me. Now, personally, if we are extensions of the divine, then we too are extensions of love. So it's not like it has to come to us and pour on us. It's already in us. We just get to learn that and know that and allow that. There is only love. Don't we sing that song here regularly? Yeah. So just think about our life knowing that. We'll come back to that in a minute. So I asked people on Facebook this week, do you think people should be punished after death? Certain people. Or I didn't actually say certain, but I think I got about 22 different answers, and most of them were leaning on the side of no, we don't think people should be punished after death. But they had, and then I said why or why not, and each one of them had their own answer for this. So go to my Facebook page and read the answers. But they were saying things like, if God is love, then where is punishment coming from? There is no punishment coming from God. If we are love, then it's not the love of us that committed a crime. What was it? It was the ego, it was the human, it was the organism. Now, they talk about, we'll still review our life, and we'll talk about this in a minute, and have a chance to learn from what happened. And it's something that I think the Spirit wants to be able to take control of in this life, but is not always successful at it, okay? So my point of view is we come here with no intention whatsoever to harm anyone. And depending on brain malfunctions, depending on a family upbringing, an environment that we grew up in, ego can get out of whack and start doing everything it can to protect itself and can look like harm and crime. Now, the Spirit, I believe, is always wanting to express and come to the forefront of our lives for each one of us. But it doesn't have ultimate control over us. We don't have ultimate control over the human. So we do our best to try and point it in the right direction, and sometimes we lose. My point of view. Okay, now, what many people have said is that they've had a review of their life when they leave the body. This, again, an opportunity to blow your mind. So Jeff, when he was telling about this yesterday, he was talking about being in a basketball arena and thousands of seats around you, and every seat had a view screen on it showing one moment of your life. And they were all playing at once, and you were taking it in all at once. So not like you had to stand there for 70 years and get all the moments. Instead, you just were absorbing of what was happening. And here's the caveat. As you watched what you said to another person, you became the other person and took it in and felt it as to how they responded to your words, positive or negative. If you harmed another person, you became that person and you experienced the harm that they felt, the fear, the pain. That is what you might call hell. Think about that. Of our own making, and a chance to learn from that. Again, being surrounded by love the whole time. No one is ever there judging you as you are having this review of your life. Not a single judge in the universe is there for you. It's pure love. And my hunch is it's always angels and guides and loved ones there with us, lifting us to a new point of view about how this might go differently for us. Learn some new lessons from this. And then there's the possibility. We asked the question, do you believe in reincarnation? What was our answer? Did we have a lot of responses to that? 88%? Okay, but there's still some that are not, they're kind of on the fence, and that's okay. You'll find out one way or the other, right? Whether you come back or not. But if you do come back, then here's another chance for you to get it right, okay? So, wow, lots of lessons learned in this life arena. Now, while I was working on this week, turned on the news, and heard the story about what happened in Minneapolis this week, where a shooter opened fire in a church, shot 17 people. 2 children died from that. Most of the ones injured were children because it was part of a school. And then he shot himself. And here I am reading about life reviews. And I'm thinking, okay, so does that mean that he won't be judged when he leaves the body? Does that mean he won't go to hell when he leaves the body? Does that mean he'll have an opportunity to judge himself and review his life when he leaves the body? Will there be the universe there loving him through the process? What do you think the answers are to those questions? Yeah. He won't go to hell, and he'll be loved through the process, and he'll have a chance to judge himself. And the him that I'm talking about is not the shooter. See if you can get the difference between those two things. See the shooter as the human that died, the organism that died, the ego, the brain that stayed here on earth. And see the spirit that was doing everything it could during that moment to stop it, but couldn't gain control of the situation. And now is looking back on it and seeing what he could have done differently. Just something for you to consider. I'm not saying that this is the way it is. But here's something from Jeff Jansen's research of near-death experiences. In the extremes, the killer himself felt exactly what it was like to be murdered. The school shooter himself felt every bit of fear, pain, and misery of all the students, teachers, and parents that he terrorized and hurt. It can definitely feel hellish, as some people experience it, but it's not a permanent place God throws people into forever. Here's something interesting. A brief detour on the way to heaven provides a valuable period of reflection for some people before seeing the light. And I've heard that more than once. So, ultimately, I'm just going to, let's raise our thoughts up a little bit here to the topic itself of death and life and go back to Jesus again. Do you remember what he taught us to pray? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Doesn't that sound like make it happen now while we're here on earth and also experience it in heaven? How many of us actually follow those instructions to find ways to have heaven here on earth? What if we go back to those near-death experiences and see if we can't figure out a way to apply them to our life here and now? So, for instance, we talked about how we're perfect, whole, and complete in spirit. What if we found a way to hold that in consciousness here and now? I am perfect, whole, and complete. Who are we talking about? Our spirit. And every time we give our spirit a chance to shine, it will. I am perfect, whole, and complete. How about that fact that our body in spirit is never sick? It's always divine life expressing. Well, guess what? That spirit that's never sick and always divine life expressing is here, now, in you. And I certainly know from experience that the body gets sick. And in the midst of the illness is the allness of life. Bring that heavenly state of being into your consciousness now, because what we put our consciousness on expands in our experience here. In the spirit, there is no judgment. It's pure love. What if we got up every morning and tried to hold on to that? That my spirit judges no one. I judge nothing that occurs today. That I simply know my connection to all beings and my love for all beings. There's that openness and that state of oneness in spirit. It's here, now, if we turn our consciousness in that direction and realize whatever I do to you, I'm doing to myself. One presence, one power. Remember that of where you had a thought and it materializes in spirit, where you can create immediately? You have been given the power to create on this planet. Thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Now, it may not be instant manifestation like it is in the spirit, but holding your thoughts and feelings and beliefs on an idea is what starts the ball rolling for it to manifest in our life, both positive and negative. So that's a spiritual principle that we will see instantly in spirit, but here and now, we can do it as well. Just might take a little bit longer. And ultimately, remember that each of us are expressions of divine potential. With God, all things are possible. In spirit, all things are possible. I am spirit, here and now. Is it possible that all things are possible? Let's take this into meditation. I'm going to cough. Start by connecting to your higher self with a breath. Imagine that the breath you breathe deeply, you're breathing and awakening and opening to your spiritual self. Your spirit is breathing you. I am spirit. Marley, can you turn my volume up, please? I am spirit. As spirit, I am love. I love all that is. I know there is nothing working against me, for God, Spirit, Source, is the only presence in my life. I rest in the here and now, knowing that love is working for my good. As thoughts float through my mind, I ask, how does Spirit see this topic? What does love do about this situation? Sensing my body sitting in this chair, I see more deeply into the spirit that is here, that its perfection, its life energy, its light is now loving and lifting my body to its natural state of health and well-being. I allow the life, the eternal energy of divine spirit to flow freely through every cell of this human organism. I am eternal now. I am life now. I am wisdom now. I am love, perfect love, unconditional love, and I am unconditionally loved now. This is the truth of my being. And now, on earth as it is in heaven, I say yes, yes, so it is. Amen. Think about, right? How about if this week you just ask yourself every once in a while, if heaven was on earth now, what would it look like? And just let your mind open up to divine ideas. If heaven were on earth now, what might it look like? And see if you want to just create something. If you want to have a party and invite people over, you might just say, hey, tonight we're just going to talk about what if heaven were on earth now, what would it look like? You want to fix what's going on earth right now? You don't even need to know how, what the steps are. You just simply say, hey, let's just create heaven on earth. What do we know about heaven? Well, it's love. Okay, we could just stop there. Just see love everywhere and focus your attention. Have a party. Invite me. Okay, you guys, thanks for playing with us today. Thanks for patience during our tech experience, and we'll figure that out for next time. And we're at that place in our service where we share our tithes and our love offerings. Another way to look at the giving experience as a heavenly moment, of recognizing the abundant flow of good that's always present in and through us. What is it that we want to give towards to sustain it? If unity is an answer to that question, then share a gift today. And if you've already done this online, you might have that little card to put in the offering today that adds your blessing. And if you're watching online, you can go to our website, unityinnaperville.org, to make a donation, or mail it to our P.O. Box 9733 in Naperville, and the zip code is 60567. I'm going to invite our ushers to come and let's sing. This is a special new song.
Beyond the border of my skin, beyond the thoughts I'm holding, a chapter ends, another begins, my soul keeps unfolding. Beyond the lessons I have learned, beyond this time and space, one day I'll fly back to my original state of grace, and I'll find myself, I will find my true self. Home, home, home. Beyond my history, back into the mystery, to remember, to understand, explore and expand. When I find myself, when I find my true self, when I find myself, when I find my true self. I'm not afraid to die because I believe we all return to love, and we'll find ourselves, yeah, we'll find our true selves, oh, we'll find ourselves, yes, we'll find our true selves. Beyond the border of my skin, beyond the thoughts I'm holding, a chapter ends, another begins. My soul keeps unfolding.
Hi, Linda. I'm going to just open your hearts this way and send a blessing. The words are up here on the screen. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Thank you. You're up.
Good morning.
Huh?
I am a biological, forgot the word, and my name is Steve. I am a biological organism, and my name is Steve. Oh wait, I am also a soul.
Yeah.
Who has love
Yeah.
and imagination.
Yeah.
And is here to experience this contrast. I'm going to choose to read the announcements from the light. So, good morning. We're glad. If you're joining us for the first time, and this is a supporting, loving community, we encourage you to fill out a form. It's a registration form in the front desk next to the front door, and we'll keep you updated with our e-news on Tuesdays of more details of these upcoming events. So let's go to lunch today after the service at Pomegranate Cafe, 55 South Commons Drive in Aurora, if you'd like to join us after the service today. Monday Morning Metaphysics meets tomorrow, 10:30 on Zoom. Oh. We're still having the meeting. And I just think you need to know, you can jump into this class anytime. I've done it. They read from the book that day and then talk about that. So you don't have to have read the book the week before. So it's really cool energy. If your birthday is in September, happy birthday. We encourage you to send a photo to admin@unity in Naperville.com, and we'll put those up and we'll sing you happy birthday. Fun photos are good, little babies and stuff, if you want.
Of them, right?
Of them, yes. Yes. Yeah, don't send us a little baby. Join us on Friday at 7 p.m. for Bunko. Bunko game night. Bring $2 cash to fund the prize pot and a snack to share, if you would. If you'd like to volunteer for Theosopfest this coming Saturday, see Susan Rittenhouse or email our admin at Unity in Naperville.org for more information. Really cool festival, and we get a lot of new people that like to come to Unity after seeing us there. Backroom discussion for our online viewers will meet next Sunday after the service. Unity's annual picnic is coming up Sunday, September 14th after the service at Herrick Lake Forest Preserve. It's very close to here. Unity will provide entree and drinks. Everyone is encouraged to bring a side dish to share. Please sign up in the cafe so that we know how much to buy. Thank you for that. For details or special instructions on all these events, please read the event calendar at unityinnaperville.org or see the e-news on Tuesdays. And I have one little thing. Many people have come up to me and asked me about golf. So I put up a sheet in the front room. Unity peeps interested in golfing together. So if you want to put your information on that, maybe we'll put something together. So thank you. Have a great day. So every Sunday we have prayer chaplains, and they pray in the prayer room for you. They'll be standing right outside the door. I wanted to say there's also a box out there with you can fill out a card and put a prayer in there, and a prayer chaplain will pray for you all week. You can email Unity prayer at unityinnaperville.org, and all of the prayer chaplains will hold you in support and loving prayer. Who's the prayer chaplain today? I am. So I will be standing outside the door if anybody would like some affirmative and loving prayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Now I invite you. That was amusing, wasn't it? Thank you, Steve. I invite you to stand as you're able for a closing song.
Okay, beloveds, I want you to take a look up here. Just imagine heaven and earth are kind of right here together. When Jesus said it's all around us, it's just simply another higher dimension that we can't see with our physical being. So just keep reminding ourselves of this picture. It's right here, it's right now. Let's say it together. Heaven is here, heaven is now. I'm choosing heaven today. Hey, please say hi to somebody that you haven't met yet, or you just want to talk about how crazy today's service was. Come out for some goodies. Join us for lunch at Pomegranate. Have a great week, everyone.
Oh, yeah. We say yes to heaven every moment. This very day, this very hour, I claim my good. I say yes to the power within me. This very second, I pay attention to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. This very day, this very hour, I claim my good. I say yes to the power yes to the power within me. This very second, I'll pay attention to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. And I say yes, spirit, yes, 1,000 times, yes. Oh yes, spirit, yes, 1,000,000 times, yes. Yes, spirit, yes, 1,000,000 times, yeah. May I always say yes to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. It's in the chorus, and I say yes, spirit, yes, 1,000 times, yeah. Woo! And I say yes, spirit, yes, 1,000,000 times, yes. And I say yes, spirit, yes, 1,000,000 times, yes. May I always say yes to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. I say yes. Well, thank you, my lovely wife. Thank you.